First of all, I think children know that you can use Google to find out things. That, like everybody else, they know that. They usually haven't thought about using it in groups. So my finding, in a way, is accidental, because in India I didn't have the funds to give everybody a computer. And I think to myself, thank God I didn't have it, because I would have never found this out. That when they cluster around a computer, they start to self-organize their learning. So typically one child will say, oh, this question, very easy. And he types the whole question verbatim into Google. Google produces something or the other. Now if there's a group, somebody else in the group says, but have you checked Wikipedia? How do you know this is right? Which wouldn't happen with the single child. So now they check Wikipedia. Now why does the second child say this? Because he feels that the first child is going to get all the credit so he challenges him. So now they've got Wikipedia and they've got whatever web page they read in Google. Now they have to compare. That's when third, fourth, fifth children each starts to value add and say, look at that, look at what he says on the third paragraph. He doesn't say what this guy says. So there must be something wrong. That, I think, is the most valuable phase of this exchange. And as a result, they very quickly come to a consensus, which is not page A and page B, but is a combination of the two. In the case of children, which is where I predominantly work, in the case of children, it is peer competition. Friendly competition, but everybody must get a little bit of credit. That drives the process. That's one part of the driver. The other part is the fact that eventually there's going to be an adult, the teacher, who's going to listen to what they have to say when she finally returns. Remember, she's not there.
Right.
It's unsupervised. They seem to put a great deal of value on being able to say something to which the teacher will react with astonishment. And then they'll say, oh, Mrs. X, even Miss X didn't know that. We told her. That's important. Or, I told my mom how to find a recipe. Or I told my dad something. So, I think as in that BBC film that I showed, there is one place where a little girl says, it makes me feel older. That may be the secret of the whole thing. Of course, she was 8. And then when he asked her, so how old do you feel? She said 9.5. So
it's a wisdom thing.
Yeah, it's a wisdom thing. And it raises their status. They like the fact that the adult is admiring what they're doing. And when it's the grandmother, of course, they love the fact that she can't do any of this. She's so stupid. There are several things that we need to understand about the teacher today. Firstly, that the teacher cannot know everything. And the reason why a lot of teachers don't allow Google inside the classroom is because they don't want to be challenged with facts that they don't know. Whereas I think that the teacher's role should be to admire such a fact and to say to the children, gosh, I didn't know that. That's fantastic. Shall we now try to see a little bit further? The teacher's role of delivering information as opposed to delivering a conclusion. The teacher's role for delivering information is 0. I have heard children say to me, whatever Mrs. So-and-so did for the last 50 minutes in class, I could have Googled it in 5.
Oh.
And they may be wrong, but no one's dispelling that notion. So why should that child engage in a classroom when he thinks that, this stuff, when I need to know it, I can find out in 5 minutes? There will be and there are a lot of things that we do not need to know anymore, because they're available to us whenever we want. I could give you lots of examples, but I'm sure you will see what I mean. So I think we need to go through all the list of everything that we teach and cut out with a pencil things that no longer need to be taught. Not because everybody knows them, but because at the point in your life when you need to know them, you can find out in 2 minutes. This was not the case ever in history. So we needed an education which filled your brain up with all the possible eventualities that your life might put you into, all the possible problems that you may have to face. And then you live through your whole life facing maybe only 10% of those problems. So 90% of all those beautiful 17 years of your life were for nothing. But then that was an age where we had no choice. Because what if you did run into a problem? That age is gone. Now you have your little tablet, which will tell you. So we need to redo the entire curriculum on the basis of this. There are children who have told me, you know, what I'll do? I'll join Marks and Spencer. That's a supermarket chain. I'll join Marks and Spencer as a till clerk. I'll work for 6 months. I'll make up some money, and I'll blow it up on a holiday. Now,